It's been a while since I've made a video on how to overcome depression, so I thought I would keep you up in real time. This morning, I was confronted with the same pitfall or the same temptation that confronts you. I got up like normal. Everything was fine. I get up at about 6. I jump in the shower. If it's time for exercising, exercise and then jump in the shower. Right after that, I immediately go make me some coffee. I make a beeline to the computer and I begin to journal as I read the scriptures. But as I sat down this very morning, as I sat there at the computer, I sat down and it was roughly 7 o'clock and I thought about my 8-hour day that's coming up and I was like, man, I just don't want to do this today. And my job gives me enough freedom that I could kind of slide and relax and slack if I so chose. But I realized and labeled very quickly that this was a temptation. It didn't matter how I felt about it. And I'm going to tell you 100%, I felt the dread of it. I did not want anything to do with an 8-hour day. I didn't want to do work. I didn't want to continue on any of the projects that have already been laid out for me. I did not want to do anything. My feelings were absolutely in conflict with who I am as a person. So what do? You deny those awful feelings. You say, get behind me, Satan. Now this makes sense that this kind of a thing is beginning to attack me because I was just reading in 1 Samuel 16. I was just reading in 1 Samuel 16 about 2 days ago about the Spirit of the Lord leaving Saul and going on and resting upon David. And then an evil spirit was sent to actually trouble Saul. And as I was pondering those verses, I began to label 1, 2, 3, 4 people that I personally know that most likely are struggling with demons. And I had never even thought of it in this fashion. I just thought they were always depressed or very emotional or whatnot. And then as I started pondering this, I'm like, man, they've just opened up their lives to demons. That's what this is. Because they're not living right, a spirit of oppression is setting against them, and they're just having a horrible time of it. They're just not following the path of the Lord. So how do you overcome depression? When you get real depression feelings out of completely nowhere, and I think mine came from reading about demons, reading about oppression, talking about it some, and then all of a sudden a demon's like, oh yeah, I'm going to get you. So out of nowhere, it hits me. But how do you deal with it? You say, no. You go on. You say, I'm going to do what I am supposed to do anyway. And then your heart and your soul and your emotions will line up the way they are supposed to.